Well, the topic today is something it's not easy to talk about and even more difficult to come out of. This is something which now we are hearing very often, and now myself, after having come out of my relationship, this is something which I'm hearing now. I wish the knowledge had been there with me at that point of time. So that aspect which I want to talk about today is called trauma bond. So time and again we have heard about it, and when I first got to know about it, when I first started seeing videos about it, I just reflected back upon my life. So my story goes like this. After especially emotionally as abusive time which I have spent, I came out of it, and all of you know that coming out or taking that big step is very difficult. And surprisingly, the trauma bond was so strong that even after having managed to come out of it, I again ended up going back to this person in just 3 months' time. The trauma bond was so strong. So today I can call it trauma bond. Yes, that time I didn't have a name to it. What I called was the affection, the love for that person, which made me overlook the abuse which I have gone through, which made me overlook the abuse or the ill effects which is happening not only on myself but also on my daughter if my mom was not spared. So today I can give a name to it. I wish I had this knowledge that earlier. So I thought it's time, especially in India, that we need to raise this awareness. It's important that at least we talk about it. It itself, even after knowing it, it's very difficult to come out of it. But if you don't even realize it, if you don't even know about it, you can't even act upon it, right? So I thought I will share some of the few things which I have just come across in the videos, and I really hope some of us who are in that relationship and some of us who are maybe out of that relationship but mentally we are still into that relationship. I hope it helps. So trauma bond is something where you know how it works, and I can so relate to it from my life. So the initial start of the relationship will be love bombing. So they'll put you on a pedestal, and everything about you is so nice, lovey-dovey at that point of time. And once they have managed to do this, and you start reciprocating that same level of deep intensity of affection or love towards that person, that's the time when they know that they have you, and that's the time when they will actually start showing you their true colors. And most of us are so blinded by affection for that person that we absolutely ignore the red flags. So just think about in your life. I can so much relate to this. Just think about in your respective lives, and isn't it so? Isn't this true? Slowly, the true nature of these people will slowly start slipping in, and then will start the manipulation, the gaslighting, and so many more things. You know. So much so, and so amused that in spite of us being such confident individuals, these people can just manipulate us into thinking that we are just worthless little beings, who are not capable of anything. So I went through the same thing. At the end of my 10 years of marriage, I was totally broke. My confidence, my self-esteem was absolutely battered. I had zero self-confidence in myself. So you can understand how much courage, or I had to show to come out of that relationship with a battered spirit, with a battered confidence. So that is what it does to you. Now, when you remember the good times, when you feel that tongue to go back, and when you actually sit down to think about it, what exactly is good about the relationship? I know it is very difficult to be objective with this sort of thing, but just manage to do it. And you will be pleasantly surprised to find that whatever good things which you have found out about this relationship has ideally been just a superficial good things. For example, maybe, oh, we had a great dinner. Oh, we had a great vacation together. Maybe sometimes, wow, okay, let's visit to that certain place was so wow. So these are certain things which you will feel good about. But if you probe in a little further, what you will find is that the good part is only this, and the bad part about is something which is fundamentally wrong about this relationship, right? The manipulation, the gaslighting, the emotional abuse, the belittling, that is the fundamental of this relation. And what you see, the cherry and the icing on top of that icing basically just hides the horrific foundation underneath. That's all. Sometimes when you are able to be objective, just think aloud. Just think about it. I was so surprised. I unfortunately didn't have the opportunity to do it because I was not even aware of what is a trauma bond. But today, when I can look at it, I can see it is so plain, clear, and so many of my acquaintances and well-wishers have been taking it, but I totally ignored all of this, right? And most importantly, when you feel that urge to go back again, and which I did finally when I managed to break free, is reminding yourself what kind of abuse you have gone through. Reminding yourself that this is not love, this is not affection. They do not have your best interest in their mind. They just have their own selfish interests in mind, which they are trying to, uh, you know, get through you. They get a self gratification by putting you down, by belittling you. You are their emotional punching bag. It's all you are. And it's not about you. They will behave the same with any person who comes into their lives. That is what their basic nature is. And that is something what usually studies say is that a narcissistic child is bred in um, narcissistic family. So that is something might be that your better half would have seen growing up. That is what he would have considered, he or she would have considered as the norm, and that is what they are replicating in their own lives. So can you see that it's a double-edged sword? Not only are you letting yourself be emotionally abused, your children who are there in that relationship, growing up in that narcissistic environment, will also grow up similar to their parents. So I have broken free from it. It has not been easy. Time and again, it's a battle basically in the mind, and time and again, your heart and head tug at each other. But how I came out of it is by reminding myself that what is it exactly that I have gone through, and I have asked myself very objectively that, hey, Nupur, Is this the kind of life which you want to live for the next, you know, 40 or 30 years? And the answer to that was horrifying. If I would have continued living that life, I don't even think that I would have been sane after a couple of years' time, leave alone living a healthy life or a happy life. So, time to ask yourself, sisters, is it really worth it? Is this truly love or is this trauma love?